Hey everyone, welcome back to NH class. So I will be host for this course Ansible for Network Professionals. Here we will be going to learn more about the Ansible, which will be exciting journey for us network engineers. We will be going deep dive into the world of Ansible and explore how it revolves the network automation. So let's start. So what we will be going to learn this course? Let's have a overview of it. Let's go through the agenda first. So we will be having introduction to the automation with Ansible. We'll learn about Ansible, how we will be going to use Ansible for the network automation. We'll have the overview, roles of the Ansible, how many ways we will be going to use Ansible, understanding the file, what it use, the formatting. Here we will be learning more about the YAML syntax formatting, which will be yet another markup language. Okay, and we will learn more about Ansible playbooks, installation and the setup of your Ansible to have the practice, and Ansible inventory means files and how they interact with each other. We'll be going to understand theoretically first and in this year introduction session. Okay. Then in your second section, we will go and look into the basics of your Ansible, like what is Ansible playbook, what all the basics need to get started with the Ansible, how we will be simply write the playbooks, how many ways we can execute the Ansibles. Okay. So we'll be looking into those concepts in your second section. So creating a simple playbook for the device connectivity and testing them, module deep dive into the iOS command and iOS configuration commands. These will be the modules what we'll be going to use for connectivity between your network devices. Okay. Then automating device configuration and gathering the facts means when you will be connecting to the devices, how will be gather the information from the devices, like pulling out the information from the devices with the help of these modules. This what we'll be going to learn in your sections. Okay. Then next section we'll discuss a little bit more advanced part of your Ansible, where we'll be learning writing more advanced playbooks and by using your Jinja 2 templating. Okay. So this will be a dynamic configuration templating, what we'll be going to use, which will be fetching information from your files and inventory, and then it will be implementing those. Then we will be going to look into the Ansible roles, how we'll be going to use multiple modules to function differently. We can define the roles of that module, or let's say your script. You can define a specific role for specific components. And we will be going to discuss more handling conditionals. Like we'll be going to learn more about conditional statement, loop statements, how we'll be going to, like when we will be encountering errors, how we'll be going to deal with the errors. So we will be going to discuss these all things in your next section. Okay. So let's go forward. Now, then next section will be going to discuss more about your security with your Ansible. So how securely we'll be going to execute this codes like YAML syntax, how we'll be going to securely execute, how we'll be taking care of the security in terms of automation. So we'll be going to learn more about Ansible Vault, which will be securing our sensitive information in your playbooks. Like you will be having password, like you will be, when you do Python automation, you have get pass. When you will be hiding those information, when you will be giving input as a password to your devices, you will be not able to see the password. So what? The password is hidden, right? So similar way, you can implement those here. Like you can go with the encrypted data, you can go with the data which is not visible, but input will be taken and that will be not visible. So we'll be going to learn more about security fundamentals here in your Ansible Vault. Okay. Then you can have role-based access control for your Ansible tower. So you can have Ansible script which you can define for which tower it will be going to execute, how it will be going to execute. Okay. And what all the best practices we can have over your network automation. So that all we will be going to cover in your this section. Okay. So let's start understanding what is Ansible is. So in this video, we'll just have the brief overview of your Ansible. We'll be just going to discuss few terminologies. What is Ansible? What it do? We'll just go through the little bit theoretical part here. And we will be going in order which will be important. So we'll be having that agenda, but we'll be following that agenda as our requirement goes. Okay, so let's start. See guys, Ansible is what? Ansible is an open source automation platform for IT infrastructure. Means it is a free and open source. Okay, and we will be using this for automating your IT infrastructure. So along with your devices, along with your cloud VMs, we can have Linux operating system, we can have Windows operating system. Any device on IT, we can automate with the help of your Ansible. Okay. This is really simple to have the configuration. So this is a simplified configuration management we can do with the help of your Ansible. So what all things you can do with this? You can have the configuration management. You can deploy some applications. You can deploy some images. You can deploy VMs. Okay. You can deploy cloud provision, like you can do cloud provision, orchestration. Okay. These all are things what we can do with your Ansible. And Ansible is an agent-less architecture. So which make it very light, easy for implementation. Like you don't need to have, let's take, okay, see here. So what is this agentless architecture? Means like other tool, if you go with, you have one where you will be application will be running and other will be having agents. So you will be having application or you will be having master and you will be having agent. So you must have some agent which connect with the server, or you can say main application. Okay. So Ansible is not having that requirement to be installed on your controlled node. Now we'll be going to discuss more about this. What is control node and what is a managed node? So that will cover there. Okay. So let's see first. So what are key feature your Ansible offer? Okay. So let's discuss it. So as we discuss, Ansible is agentless. No need to install the software on the target machine. Okay. Then simple playbooks. Now first we need to understand what is playbook. So like what is play? So if you are having a simple task, one simple task, let's say ping. So if you need to ping to the device, you don't write a script, right? For using a single command, single execution command, we call those command as a ad hoc commands, which implement once. Like you don't need to have script for that. Means you don't need to have those deployment via any script. Those are single line execution command which will be able to execute with your ad hoc commands. But when you will be deploying some configurations, so you'll be having a set of instructions. So let's say set of commands you will be having, and this will be considered as a one task. Okay. So these couple of tasks, if it is a part of one play, like you can say a set of tasks, you can consider it as a play. You will be having set of tasks which will be considered as a play. And when you have multiple play, we will call it like playbook. Okay. It's like your phone where we are having, when we play a song, so one song is getting played. Okay. If one song is getting play, means it is play, like it is getting play. But when you are having couple of list of songs, in order to get execute, we call play list. Correct? Similar way, one task or one module, it is getting executed under that. Here we are calling it as a play. Under that play, we are having multiple modules, and if these modules are getting executed, it's called a play. And multiple play, if come together, we call it playbook. Okay. So this will be where we'll be going to write the multiple instructions, like multiple configuration, multiple task we can do with one configuration file, that with the help of your playbook. And this file we will be writing in YAML. So extension will be your YAML or YML. Okay. Now, So we will be having modular roles. So reuse, like whatever codes we will be using here, modular roles means reusable code for the common task. Like if you see, we often use ping. What is ping? Ping is utility, right? Many people say ping is what? Ping is a command. No, you're mistaken, guys. Ping is not a command. Yes, we use it as a command, but it is a utility. But if you check in background, in window, if you go and if you check it, ping is a application. And if you check the source code, you will find ping is having a source of code. That code is responsible for checking the network connectivity between your source and the destination, where you are using ICMP protocol, and it will be checking your source node, destination node, and if there is any problem, then it will be throwing error. That error report will be visible, correct? So if that simple command ping, it's having code and getting the response, so you don't need to write the code for ping each and every time. As a network engineer, you just go to the CMD and you just type ping, give the IP or give the domain name, and you will be able to ping. That's it, simple, correct? So when you will be doing this, so you don't go actually and look into the ping source code. Like you will be not going into and checking what is the configuration code we are having. Shall I go and modify it, or shall I do I need to go and fix it? No, you can relate the same information with your car. Let's say you know how to ride a car, correct? You know how to ride a car, but do you know how car actually functions, how engine actually functions, correct? Most probably maximum people don't know, right? We know how to ride it, but we don't know how actually build it. So it's a 2x, 4x, or it's a automatic. How it is, we don't know. How it function, we don't know. If there is any problem with engine, if there is any problem with electronics or navigation, we go to the specific doctor for car, right? So similar way, we will be executing the ping command, but we don't care what configuration or what source code they're using here to have that, correct? We just use it. Similar way, those repetitive tasks in your automation, we called it modules. There are predefined more than 1300 plus modules will be available for your automation, like deploying configuration, downloading the package, working with the servers, clouds. These all modules are predefined. Okay. So these modules, what we have here, these all are the reusable modules which we'll be going to use, and we will be we will be gaining our task. So whatever task we desire, we will be getting execute those tasks with the help of your modules. So we'll be discuss more about module as we go forward. Okay. So we'll have practical exposure to your modules, and we will be going through those later. Now, so what other key feature your Ansible offer? See, Ansible is multi-platform automation tool. So see here, Ansible is works with your Linux, all flavor of Linux, okay, Windows, Mac OS, all networking devices, and any more like IoTs and all. So whenever you are having a device with a computational capacity, okay, it is a standard computational capacity, you will be able to execute Ansible automation on those devices. Like if you are using Linux, it will go with your Debian system, it will go with your Ubuntu, CentOS, Kali Linux, Parrot, okay, Red Hat, like all enterprises and all free distro, it will go with. For Windows, it will work. For Mac also, it will work. All networking devices, all vendor, it will going to be support, and many more. So this what we'll be going to do in this course. We'll be going to work with the Linux operating system, Windows operating system, networking devices. Okay. Now, so let's go forward now. Now, so we have discussed what all the keys feature it offer, but let's dive into the benefits what Ansible offer. Okay. So Ansible is offering us efficiency. Like what do we mean by efficiency then? Okay. So automate repetitive tasks which will be saving our time and reducing the human errors. Okay. So it will increase your efficiency. Let's assume you will be dealing with 10 devices. Okay. So to deploy configuration on 10 devices, you will be having configuration and you just deploy it on these devices. But you have some error, okay, some block where you are having problem. Okay, but you didn't notice while you're deploying. But after deploying on the 10 devices, you come to know you made mistake while deploying those in your configuration, and now you have to configure all the 10 device again and again. It will take like 2x time or 3x time, it depends. So what error you are having, how much time will be, but it will be consume your time, right? So if you make one error here, that will be implemented on all the devices, which will be decreasing your efficiency. But YAML, if you use, YAML will accept the correct syntax. You will be having correct syntax. You can validate those syntax. Okay. And once you make this without any human errors, you will be having this script. And once you deploy it flawlessly, you will be able to deploy this on your networking devices, which will be increasing your efficiency. Your human errors will be reduced here, where it will be saving your time as well. Correct? So this will be what we'll be gaining with the Ansible. Now, nextly, we'll be having improved consistency. Now, what do we mean by increasing consistency? See, it is enforcing the configuration across the diverse environment. So you will be having consistent deployment with respect to multiple platforms. Just now we discussed the platforms, right? So it will be able to deploy multiple configuration on various platforms. So diverse environment support what we get with your Ansible. Correct? Now, now, next will be simplified your deployment. So seamless application deployment and server provision you can do with this. So if you go with the manual configuration, you need to take care of all the things. You will be cross-checking again and again. And if you will be dealing with multiple devices, you might make some mistakes, correct? So having this like application deployment, server deployment, or VM deployments, you will be having struggle along with this. But once you wrote Ansible code for that, so this deployment will be so simple. So seamlessly, very efficiently, you will be able to deploy this. So your provision task will be ease, correct? And as it is, so it will be reducing your costs. So it will be directly proportional to your time, right? If it is saving your time, means it is reducing your cost. You will be not having many manpower to work around these tasks what you will be doing repeatedly, or you don't need to engage with multiple teams, multiple human efforts is not required. Okay, so engagement is less. One person can deal with the complex task. If he is while versatile working with these devices, he can manage a easy, like with easy provision and configuration management, deployment, all automation tasks he can manage along by himself. Correct? So eventually it will be reducing your cost. And scalability. So it is enhancing your scalability, means you will be able to work with the large devices. See, the main purpose of your automation is the same, right? What is the automation? Why do we need the automation? First, we need to understand it, right? So how, like, why we need automation? We don't need automation for a couple of things. Let's say you only need to configure the interface. You don't need automation for this. Let's say you just need to have loopback created. You don't require automation for this if you're dealing with one device. But let's say you're dealing with 100 device and you need to have whole configuration, a whole enterprise configuration to be deployed. You need to provision some application on, like, on the server, and you need to provision some VM on the clouds, and you will be dealing with a large number of skills. Then your Ansible is your buddy. It will be helping you how you will be going to deploy this. So enhancing those will be beneficial. So it will be enhancing your scalability. You will be able to work with multiple devices, correct? So in this video, we have discussed how this will be going to benefit us. So we understood what is Ansible, okay, and what all key feature it offer, then benefits of your Ansible. So we discuss all this in this first introductory video. So now, as we go forward, we will discuss how Ansible work, how to install Ansible, how to create your environment, okay, how to have the environment where you will be able to practice your Ansible, and we will be going through some official documents where you guys will be going to refer the documents. I will guide you how to read the documents, how to use the open source projects. So whenever you are dealing with multiple projects, right, you will be having some open documents. Whenever you see open source, you need to have the document. You need to go to the GitHub page. You need to go to their official website. You will be having some wiki pages, official documents. You need to go and read those and find out the information what you are desired for. Okay. So these all are information you need to get. So along this course, you will be having these skills as well. You will be able to read the document. You will be able to solve the problems. If you encounter some error, you will be able to learn how to resolve those errors. Okay. So stay tuned with us and happy learning. Thank you so much for your time.